So this is the continuation of what I had with you about straight lines. So exercises. Find the centroid of triangle RLM with vertices at 5, 4, 2, -4, and -4, 2. Okay, first let's plot the point. So we have 5, 4. So this is point R. What about point L? 2, -4. Okay. And then finally we have -4, +2. Let's connect these points to form a triangle. Okay. So we are asked to find the centroid. And when you say centroid, it is what, guys? Point of concurrency of the three medians, no? Meaning the three medians will intersect where? At a common point called the center of the triangle. And that center of the triangle is called centroid. Is that clear, guys? Let that centroid be C, coordinates X and Y. Two equations of medians are enough to be able to get the centroid. So let's get the median from this point R and also from this point L. So from point R, the centroid is contained in this median. And also from this median, that's it, from L to this midpoint, no? Okay? So possible location of the centroid is somewhere here. But of course, don't expect that this point is accurate location, because the triangle is not really accurately drawn. For midpoints of first, we have midpoint of segment ML and MR. Okay, guys? So because we drew the medians to what? To ML and to MR. Let's call this A and this is B. What? Point B, no? For ML, point B. What's the midpoint, guys? What is that B? ML. So 2 plus -4, that is -2 divided by -2, -1. Okay, guys? What about the Y coordinate? So -4 plus 2, that is -2 divided by 2, -1 also. Am I right, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what about midpoint of MR? For midpoint of MR, we have point A, no? So for point A, what point is that, guys? We have M together with R. 5 plus negative 4 is negative 1. I mean positive 1, no? 5 plus negative 4 is negative positive 1. So 1/2. What about the y coordinate? 4 plus 2, that is 6, divided by 2, that is 3. Am I correct, guys? Okay. Am I right? So what about for the slope of the median, no? For slope of median, what median? Median, let's start with median RB. For median RB, the slope is given by, so R and B, no, the involved points, R together with this B. So slope is given by -1 minus 4 over all over -1 minus 5. Am I right? So that is 5 over 6. Okay? Okay, guys? So what about for the slope of LA? For the median LA, the slope is y coordinates first. A, L. So what is my A? 1/2. So 1/2, but we start with y, no? So 3 minus -4. So 3 plus 4, right? And then 1/2 minus -2. Am I correct, guys? 1/2 minus 2, right? So this is multiplied by 2, that is 14. Multiplied by 2, that is 1 minus 4. Right? So we have -14 over 7. 14 over negative 14 over 3. Okay? So again, times 2, 1, times 2, -4, times 2, 14. So we have -14 over 3. We know already the slope of each median together with the point where the median will pass through. Actually, you have two choices for the points where the median will pass through, no? The vertex or the midpoint. Okay? So for equations of median, so let's start with median. What median, guys? Median RB. Let's start with median RB. So for the equation of median RB, we have y minus. It will pass through what point? Either R or B, no? So any of the two. So you can use. So we have y minus 4. I use B. Then we have slope is, what is slope of RB? 5 over 6. Then x minus 5. Okay? So again, I use R, guys. So multiply by what? Multiply by 6. Negative. Let's have negative. So -6y plus 24 is equal to -5x plus 25. Am I right? -6 divided by 6, -1 times 5, -5x, then +25. Okay? So getting 5x minus 6y is equal to 1. This is our first equation. Get it, guys? Okay? So what about the second equation? The second equation will come from the second median that we're going to consider, and that is median LA. For median LA, the equation is given by y minus, let's take L as our point, 2, -4. So minus -4 equals, this slope is -14/3, right? And then we have x minus 2. Okay? So again, 2, -4 as our point. And then the slope is -14/3. You can choose also your point as what? As your A, no? So if you want. Okay? So multiply by 3, we get 3y plus 12 is equal to -14x plus 28. Am I correct, guys? Guys, is that right? Okay. So after multiplying by +3, both sides of the equation. Simplifying this, we have 14x plus 3y, and that is equal to 16. Okay. So this is our equation number 2. Let's solve equation number 1 and equation number 2 simultaneously. So we have this system. So what is our first equation? 5x minus 6y is equal to 1. Am I correct? So this is our equation number 1. Our equation number 2 is given by 14x plus 3y equals 16. So this is equation number 2. So let's multiply equation number 1 by if we want to eliminate y, so we retain equation 1, no? Equation 1 is retained. 5x minus 6y equals 1. And then the second one is multiplied by 2, no? So times 2, equation number 2. 28x plus 6y equals 32. Okay, guys? Then we add, okay? And this gives us 33x, and that is equal to 33. And what is x, guys? X is 1. Let's see if it is close to our figure. So don't expect that it is exactly at 1, huh? Because our figure is not that really accurate. At least close, no? To approximate that it is it seems to be correct, no? Okay, guys? So x equals 1. What about y value? For y, we have from equation number 1. So 5x minus 6y is equal to 1. But what is our x? 1. And then minus 6y equals 1. Therefore, negative 6y is equal to negative 4. Y therefore is negative 4 over negative 6. That is 2/3. Okay, guys? So approximately the y value is at 2/3. Okay? So that's it. So therefore, the centroid is given by 1/2. Any question with this? Guys? If you don't have questions, let's proceed to the second one. Find the circumcenter of triangle BTS with vertices at B, coordinates 3, 8, T, coordinates -4, -3, and S, coordinates 6, -1. Okay, let's plot the given points. We have B, 3, 8. Somewhere here, no? Okay. So this is B. T, -4, -3. So here. And then S, 6, -1. So this is B, This is S, and this is T. Okay, let's connect these points to form a triangle. So we have B and S. Let's connect. And then the last one, we have T, B. Okay, so this is the triangle. What do we mean by circumcenter, guys? That is point of concurrency, meaning three lines will meet at what? At a common point. What lines are they, guys? They are the perpendicular bisectors of the sides. Okay, so that is circumcenter. It is circumcenter because once you circumscribe a circle about this triangle, you will get the center of the circle, which is what? This circumcenter. Okay, guys? So let's draw first the first perpendicular bisector. We need just two, no, guys? So we just need two. Two are enough to be able to come up with what? With this perpendicular bisector. Perpendicular here, for instance. This is supposed to be midpoint. Another one, where are we going to get it? So let's say from TS. No? Let's draw it from TS. Perpendicular bisector here. So this is the intersection. But of course, don't expect that this is exact positioning in our illustration. Huh? So because we were not sure if this figure is accurate. But it's somewhere there. No? So let it be C, coordinates X and Y. Okay, guys? So again, we need only two of the perpendicular bisectors. You can choose from the three, no? Any of the two, any two of the three. So to be able to get the equation of this pink and the equation of this orange, so we need the slope of BS, no? And take the negative reciprocal of that. You will be able to get the slope of the pink. And for the slope of the orange, take the negative reciprocal of the slope of TS because they are perpendicular to each other. Okay, guys? And we have also, we need a point. So for the pink, we need this midpoint. This is supposed to be midpoint. Let's call it M. And this one is point N. So let's get first those midpoints. For midpoint of, let's say, BS. What's the midpoint of BS? BS. So 3 plus 6, 9. Divide by 2, so 9 over 2, right? And then 8 plus negative 1 is 7. Divide by 2. Okay? What about midpoint of TS? For the midpoint of TS, we have negative 4 plus 6, that is 2, divided by 2, 1. Negative 3 plus negative 1 is negative 4, divided by 2 is negative 2. Am I correct? So that is the midpoint of TS. Now, what about the slopes of BS and TS? For slope of BS, this segment, we need the points B and S, no? So negative 1 minus 8 all over 6 minus 3. Okay? So that is negative 9 over 3, getting negative 3. So therefore, what is the slope of this perpendicular bisector that contains the M? Guys, positive 1/3, because they are perpendicular. Their slopes are negative reciprocals of each other. Okay? What about for the slope of TS? So we have negative 1 minus negative 3 all over 6 minus negative 4. So that is 2 over 10, getting 1/5. So therefore, the slope of perpendicular bisector that passes through N, that midpoint N, we have negative 5. Am I right? So I can now get the equation of what? Of the perpendicular bisector. Let's call it L, perpendicular bisector passing through M. So for equation of perpendicular bisector, let's start with this L perpendicular passing through N, through M, no? M. So passing through M, and the slope is 1/3. So y minus, using point slope form, y minus 7 over 2 is equal to 1/3 x minus 9 over 2, right? So let's multiply each side by 12. Let's have negative. So this is negative 12y. This is positive what, guys? What is 6 times 7? 42? Plus 42, no? And that is equal to negative 4x. The negative 4 times negative 9 over 2. That is positive 18. Okay? Simplifying, we have 4x minus 12y. 12 minus 48, that is negative, 18 minus 42. Negative 24. Simplifying this further, we get what, guys? Divide by what? By 4, right? If we divide by 4, we get x minus 3y equals negative 6. Okay? So we have x minus 3y equals negative 6. Am I correct, guys? So this is our equation number 1. Well, what about equation number 2? It will come from perpendicular bisector that contains the point N, okay? So the slope is what? The slope is negative 5 and it contains 1 negative 2. So y plus 2, because y minus negative 2 equals negative 5 x minus 1. The point where it will pass through is 1 negative 2. So that is y plus 2 equals negative 5x plus 5, okay? So that we have 5x plus y equals positive 3. Okay? This is equation number 2. So let's work on equation 1 and 2. So from equation number 1, I can solve for x, no? So that we have 3y minus 6. And then substitute this x2, the x of 2. So we have 5 times 3y minus 6 plus y equals 3. This is now an equation in one variable in y, no? So getting 15y minus 30 plus y equals 3. Therefore, we have 16y equals 33. Y therefore is 33 over 16. Approximately what? 2 point something, no? 2 point, a very small fraction. So 1 to the value of y, so almost there, no? So what about x value? So that is 3 times y. But what is y? 33 over 16, then minus 6. So x therefore is 33 times 3 minus 6 times 16 divided by 16, no? So that is 3 over 16. Okay, guys? Again, 33 times 33 minus 6 times 16, then divided by 16. So we have 3 over 16. Therefore, what is our circumcenter? The circumcenter is given by 3 over 16, and then that is 33 over 16. Any question here, guys? That's it. So let's see if it is close to the plotted point. Yes, no? Okay. What about number 3? In triangle XO with vertices at E, negative 2, 5, X, 6, 1, and O, negative 4, negative 2, find the general equation of the line containing the side EX, passing through E perpendicular to EO, containing the median from O to EX, and the line representing the perpendicular bisector of XO. Okay? So let's plot the points. E, point E, negative 2, 5. This is 4, no? 2, 4. So negative 2, 5 is somewhere here. Then we have 6, 1. Okay. Then negative 4, negative 2. So let's connect these points to form a triangle. So that's our triangle. So this is point E, point X, and then point O. Okay? So first, we have to find the line containing the side EX. So this is the side EX, the line that passes through this line. No? So coinciding to this segment. But all you have to do is to extend, of course. Okay? So that's the line we're looking for. So we have already 2 points, E and X. So we use either 2-point form or point slope. If you use point slope, you solve first the slope. Okay, guys? If you use 2-point form, then you use these 2 points. So for line, this line, so we call this line containing EX, no? So for line EX, using 2-point form, y minus, I can use any of these points, E and X. So y minus 5 equals, the slope is 1 minus 5 all over 6 minus negative 2, multiplied by x minus negative 2. So simplifying, y minus 5 equals, this is negative 4 over 8. So that is negative 1/2. Is that right, guys? So times 2. So getting 2y minus 10 equals negative x minus 2. Finally, in general form, x plus 2y minus 8 is equal to 0. So this is our letter A, no? This is for letter A. Okay, guys? Letter B. For letter B, through E perpendicular to the segment or the side EO. This is EO perpendicular to that. So how are we going to draw that line? Okay. So that's the line, no? If we will able to get the line which is the same as x plus 2y minus 8 equals 0, it means the one that is perpendicular to EO is the line segment EX. So meaning it is a right triangle. But if not, then this is not a right triangle, no? So let's see what we can get. So for line perpendicular to EO, so this yellow line perpendicular to EO. So we need what? We need this point. We need E, which is negative 2, 5, and slope perpendicular to what? Slope of the line perpendicular to this to the required line, no? Meaning, ano yung perpendicular to the required line? EO. Slope of EO. Okay? What's the slope of EO, guys? EO. So negative 2 minus 5 all over negative 4 minus negative 2. Is that right? Negative 2 minus 5, negative 4 minus negative 2. And this is equal to negative 7 over negative 2 or 7/2. Correct, guys? Okay? So we can now get the equation of line perpendicular to EO. So y minus. What is the slope that we are going to use, guys? What is the slope of perpendicular to EO, guys? Negative 2 over 7, right? So y minus 5, because it passes through point E, slope is negative 2 over 7, then x minus negative 2. Multiply by 7, we have 7y minus 35 equals negative 2x minus 4. Finally, we have x times 2. So 2x plus 7y minus 31 is equal to 0. Am I correct, guys? That's the equation. Okay. What about letter C? Containing the median from O to EX. The line containing the median from O to EX. From O going to EX. So midpoint here. Okay. So this is the median. And this is supposed to be equal to this. And this is midpoint. How to get the midpoint M? So that is midpoint of the line segment connecting E and X, no? So what is that, guys? What is that midpoint? 6 plus negative 2, 4 divided by 2 is 2, no? So midpoint line segment EX. That is positive 2. Again, 6 minus 2, or 6 plus negative 2, 4. Divided by 2 is 2. And then 5 plus 1 is 6. Divided by 2 is 3. Okay. And what about the equation of that line containing OM? So we have 2 points, O and M. What is O? Negative 4, negative 2. So we're going to use O, negative 4, negative 2. Okay? What is the equation, guys? Y minus, I can use either M or O, no? So let's use M. Y minus 3 equals slope negative 2 minus 3 all over negative 4 minus 2, x minus 2. This is equal to negative 5 over negative 6, x minus 2. Then on the left side, y minus 3. Multiply by negative 6, negative 6y plus 18 equals negative 5x plus 10. Am I right, guys? So finally, we have 5x minus 6y. Then plus 8 is equal to 0. What about letter D? The last 4 Ds. The line which is perpendicular bisector of XO. So meaning passing through the midpoint, making right angles here. Okay? Passing through midpoint. And then perpendicular here. That is perpendicular bisector of XO. So we need to get the midpoint of OX or XO. For midpoint of XO, we have, let's call that N. And therefore is given by x, XO, no? 6 plus negative 4, negative. So that is positive 2 divided by 2 is 1. So 6 plus negative 4 is 2 divided by 2 is 1. Negative 2 plus 1 is negative 1. So 1/2. Negative, no? Negative 2 plus 1 is negative 1 divided by 2, negative 1. Okay? So what about the slope of XO? Slope of XO. Slope of XO, let's just write here and then copy later. So slope of XO, 1 minus negative 2 all over 6 minus negative 4. What is that, guys? 3 over 10. Am I right, guys? Let's copy this. So what about the slope of perpendicular bisector? Passing through N. That is negative 10 over 3 because perpendicular to that OX. So we cannot get the equation of the line perpendicular to OX passing through the midpoint of OX. That is perpendicular bisector. Okay? Y minus, it contains this point. So 1 minus negative 1/2 is equal to slope is negative 10 over 3. Then x minus 1. 6 times y, 6y. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 6 divided by 3 is 2 times 10. 20 negative. So negative 20x. Then plus 20. Am I right now, guys? So 20x plus 6y minus 70 is equal to 0. Is that right, guys? Guys, could you please check? Okay. So that's it. What about equations of lines that are parallel? So how do coefficients of x and coefficients of y related? How are they related if the lines are parallel? And what about if the lines are perpendicular? If two lines are parallel, then their equations can be expressed, meaning you can write as ax plus by plus c sub 1 is equal to 0, and ax plus by plus c sub 2 equals 0, where c sub 1 is not equal to c sub 2. So meaning, you can express the equations of two lines that are parallel having the same coefficients for x and the same coefficients for y, but they differ in their constants. Okay, guys? So examples of lines that are parallel. So these two lines are parallel. Okay, guys? Because as you see, the coefficients of x are identical, the coefficients of y are identical, and their constants are different from each other. It is also possible that the way they are written, not the same for the coefficient of x, not the same for the coefficient of y, coefficients of y, but you can make them the same. Okay? So for instance, if I have and then I have notice that they don't have the same what coefficients at this point in time, but you can make the coefficients of x and coefficients of y the same by rewriting the coefficient, for instance, of, by rewriting equation number what? Number 2. So if I'm going to rewrite this in the form by dividing by what? By 3, we have 4x minus 3y plus what? Plus 5 over 3, no? Okay? So equals 0. Or if you want, you can multiply the second one, the first one by 3 to come up with the same equation for, same coefficients for x and for y respectively, no? Okay, guys? So notice that for here, negative 3, negative 3. The constant 8, then here 5 over 2. They differ only in their constants. Clear, guys? What about equations of perpendicular lines? If two lines are perpendicular, then their coefficients their general equations, if two lines are perpendicular, then their general equations can be expressed as ax plus by plus c sub 1 equals 0. The other equation, you interchange coefficients. For the other one to be perpendicular, bx, but negate the second term. Ay plus c sub 2 equal to 0. Okay? This time, their constants can be equal, can be not. As long as, look at the coefficients. So for the coefficients of x and y in the first equation, same. In the second must be different. And look at their coefficients, interchange now. But the other one same, then the other one different signs. Is that clear, guys? So examples. Letter A, we have 4x plus 5y minus 7 equals 0. So I have here 5x minus 4y, let's say plus 8. These are perpendicular lines. Okay, guys? What about this one? 6x minus 8y plus 5. Then 8x plus 6y plus 5. So each is equal to 0. So these are also perpendicular lines. Okay, guys? Let us have some more examples. Find the general equation of the line passing through negative 4, 5 and parallel to the line 5x plus 7y minus 8 equal to 0. So let's apply the principle that we have discussed a while ago. So we have line given that is 5x plus 7y minus 8 equals 0. Okay? Then, what about the line required? Meaning the line that is parallel. So that is 5x. You copy the coefficient together with the x. Yan, plus 7y. Then plus c or c sub 2 if you want. So solve for c sub 2. We know that this line will pass through what? Negative 4, positive 5. We can solve for c sub 2. So 5 times negative 4, then plus 7 times 5, plus c sub 2 equals 0. So this is negative 20 plus 35. So that is 15, no? Plus c sub 2. So what is c sub 2, guys? Negative 15. Therefore, the line that we are looking for parallel to the given line is 5x plus 7y plus c sub 2, that is negative 15, equal to 0. Okay, guys? Did you understand this, guys? What about if we are given a line that is, let's say, 3x minus 8y plus 7 equals 0. And we want to know line parallel and passing through point B let's say 2, -1. Okay? So how to get the equation of that? So line given, we have 3x minus 8y plus 7 equal to 0. For the line parallel, so that you can easily solve for it, that will pass through the point 2, -1. You just copy 3x, then minus 8y, and then the constant c sub 2, when you transpose on the right side, it is just actually 3 times. You just substitute here the point, no? So 3 times 2 minus 8 times -1, so that you can easily solve for c sub 2. So 3 times 2 is what? 6 minus -8, so plus 8. 14. So 3x minus 8y. Or that is 3x minus 8y plus -14 equal to 0. Okay, guys? You substitute it to the right. You copy the left side, but you replace x and y by the values, no? What about this one? Find the general equation of the line passing through 5, 2, -3, and perpendicular to the line 7x minus 8y plus 10 equal to 0. But this time perpendicular. So we have line given 7x minus 8y plus 10 equal to 0. Okay? What about for the line that is perpendicular passing through 5 halves -3? So you just interchange 8x, but same sign now, 7y, because this is plus minus, this is supposed to be plus plus, equals 8. You replace x by the point, I mean by its value, and then plus 7 times -3. So this is actually our negative c sub 2, because our c sub 2 is supposed to be on the left side. When transpose negative c sub 2, this is our c sub 2. Okay? 8x plus 7y, and this is equal to 20 minus 21. So finally, we have 8x plus 7y minus, this is -1, so plus 1 equal to 0. Oh, get it, guys? So let's have one more. So given 2x plus 5y minus 8 equal to 0. We are looking for line perpendicular and passing through 4, 3. So again, for the line perpendicular and passing through 4, 3, we just substitute, no? Pero, but what we are going to do, we interchange, no? 5x, same sign, so different sign. No, minus 2y. 5x minus 2y, you interchange coefficients, but negate the second term. Equals 5 times what is x4 minus 2 times what is y3. This is supposed to be the negative c sub 2. And this is 20 minus 6. That is 14, right? So finally, 5x minus what? Minus 2y minus 14 equal to 0. Get it, guys? Okay. So now let's move to the last form of the line that we're supposed to have. Normal form of a line. Let us consider line L whose equation is given by AX plus BY plus C equal to 0. We want to know the equation of this such that you will know the distance of this line from the origin. And this line again has a directed distance. We will be considering it directed, meaning can be negative, can be positive, depending on whether the line is above or below. Positive if above or to the right of the origin, and then negative if to the left or below the origin. We directed distance, let's call it P, from the origin. Okay? So let's draw. So this is our line. Let's call this line AX plus BY plus C equal to 0. That is in general form. But what we want, its form such that it will involve the P and normal angle. Okay. So this is the directed distance. So it means it is perpendicular here at this point now. Let's call this point P, X sub 1, Y sub 1. So that particular point. Okay, guys? So P here, again, perpendicular perpendicular distance, but directed, of course, no? P is the directed distance, and when you say distance, perpendicular supposed to be here. Directed means can be negative, can be positive. Directed distance of L from where? From the origin. Take note, from the origin going to the line. So that is denoted by P, small p. And its normal angle is the angle of inclination that this P makes with the positive x-axis. So this is beta. Let's call that beta. So beta therefore is called the normal angle. So that is angle of inclination of P. Okay. Now, to get the equation representing the normal form of a line, so we need to know X sub 1, Y sub 1 in terms of P and beta. So from this, if we're going to draw or a line parallel to the y-axis, we form a right triangle. Okay, guys? And this is our y. sub 1 and this is our x sub 1. So we have y sub 1 over p is what, guys? Opposite over adjacent. Sorry. Opposite over hypotenuse. That is what? Guys, sine beta, right? What about x sub 1? This is adjacent over hypotenuse. So that is cosine beta. Okay? If we solve for y sub 1, we have p sine beta. And here, what is x sub 1? P cosine beta. So I cannot get the slope of this p. For the slope of p, so that is x sub 1, y sub 1. Y sub 1 minus 0, this is the origin, y sub 1 minus 0, all over x sub 1 minus 0, that is y sub 1 over x sub 1. But what is y sub 1? P sine beta. What about x sub 1? P cosine beta. Therefore, what is the slope of the line L? Negative reciprocal of this. When simplified, this is actually negative. This is sine beta over cosine beta, or that is tangent, no? Beta. So what is the negative reciprocal of that? Negative cosine beta over, guys, sine beta, right? So that's the slope. And our point P now is given by what? P x sub 1 y sub 1 is P cosine beta, that is x sub 1, P sine beta. So we can now use point slope to get the equation of this blue involving beta and P. Okay, guys? So L now is given by what? Y minus y sub 1, that is P sine beta. What is the slope? Negative cosine beta over sine beta multiplied by x minus x sub 1 is P cosine beta. If we multiply by sine beta its side, we get y sine beta minus P sine squared, right? Guys? And that is equal to negative cosine beta times what? X minus P sine beta. Simplifying further, we have y sine beta is minus P sine squared beta is equal to negative x cosine beta plus P. Sorry. I got a mistake, I think. This is supposed to be cosine, no? Okay? So this is cosine squared beta. Okay now, guys? So let's collect those with x and y on the left side and then the rest of the terms on the right side. So getting so this is what we get. X cosine beta plus y sine beta is equal to what? P sine squared beta plus P cosine squared beta. Am I correct, guys? And this one. Let's copy this. Wait a minute. Let's copy first the this, copy this one. Let's put it here. So we have y sine beta plus x cosine beta is equal to p sine squared beta, then plus p cosine squared beta. Okay, guys? So this is equal to, factoring out p, we get the remaining factor sine squared beta plus cosine squared beta. This is famous in trigonometry, right? What is that equal to, guys? This coefficient of p, this sine squared beta plus cosine squared beta. What is that equal to? Children, that is famous, no? In trigonometry, as famous as Galileo Galilei. That is equal to 1, right? So the right side is simply p. So we call this equation normal form of a line. Okay, guys? Yeah. So again, we call that the normal form, or x cosine beta plus y sine beta equals p. So this is called normal form. In mathematics, by the way, guys, when you say normal form, it means perpendicular. Clear, guys? So that is what it means, perpendicular. That's why this form, this line is perpendicular to something, to that P. Now, by the way, the restriction for beta here is that it is between 0 and 180, including 0. So in this form, our A is what? Is cosine beta. If you are, it's like in your, so parang if you're going to look at it, kaya lang may ibig sabihin na itong pinto, no? Ang pirito ay what? Directed distance of the line from the origin. Okay, guys? So again, here where beta is between 0 and 180 degrees, including 0. Okay? There are books that consider P not directed. So you have to be careful the orientation in the book that you're going to use. So there are books with orientation, P is undirected. So in our case, our orientation is that P is directed. If P is not directed, so beta is supposed to be between 0 and 360 degrees, including 0. But P here, if this is the restriction, P is undirected. Clear, guys? We have a reason why we choose directed form, directed orientation for the P. So easier to use, especially when solving problems. Okay, guys? How to reduce general form to standard form? So again, for reduction of general equation to normal form, so this is the rule. So this is the rule. To reduce the equation of the line ax plus by plus c equal to 0 to its normal form, divide every term of the left side by what? By plus or minus the square root of a squared plus b squared, where the ambiguous sign, meaning where the how to choose the proper sign, where the sign chosen for square root of a squared plus b squared is the same as b. Or if b 0, the same as a. Okay? So, if you have general equation ax plus by plus c equal to 0, its normal form is given by ax over plus or minus square root of a squared plus b squared x plus b over plus or minus square root of a squared plus b squared equals this c, when we add negative c on each side, we have negative c on the right side. So negative c over plus or minus square root of a squared plus b squared. Okay, guys? So this is the normal form of what? Of this equation of this line written in the form ax plus by plus c equal to 0. So meaning, this part, The coefficient of x is what? This is cosine beta. And this part, by the way, it's multiplied by y, no? This part is what? Is the sine beta. And this right side now is the P. Okay? So again, where cosine beta is equal to A over plus or minus square root of A squared plus B squared. Sine beta is equal to B over plus or minus square root of A squared plus B squared. And then P is equal to negative of C over plus or minus square root of A squared plus B squared. Okay, guys? So, for the sine of P, if we have the following scenario, so let's say I have a line like this. If the situations are any of these, P is supposed to be positive. Okay? Get it, guys? In all of these cases, P here is what? Positive. And for beta, beta here, take note that beta is the angle of inclination of the P. So this is the beta. Beta here is acute. Beta here is obtuse. Beta here, 90 degrees. And in the last one, beta here is 0 degree. Okay, guys? Now, in the following cases, P is negative. So if I have a case like this, this, and one that is vertical but to the left of the y-axis. So if these are our lines, P is what? P is negative. Okay? So this is the P. You have to extend in order to get the beta, because beta is angle of inclination in our definition. So you extend. So this is the beta. So beta here is acute. So here, this is the beta. Beta here is obtuse. Beta here is, you have to extend. This is our P. You have to extend. So this is beta. Beta is 90 degrees. So this is our P. You have to extend here. So inclination is, beta is 0 degree. Take note that beta is not to exceed 180 degrees in our case. It is between 0 and 180, including 0 degree. Okay, guys? Get it, guys? Okay. So, let us have the following examples. Reduce the given equation in normal form. And identify beta and P. Okay? Number 1. If I have x minus 3 equal to 0, there is no y. So all you have to do is to what? Is to solve for x. So that's already the P, this 3. This is already in normal form. Okay, guys? So P here is equal to 3. Since this is vertical, so our beta is supposed to be 0. If vertical, beta is 0 degree. If you have 2x plus 3 equal to 0, all you have to do is to solve for x if there is no other variable. This is our normal form. And what is our P? Negative 3/2, meaning it is to the left of the y-axis. That's why negative the P. And then our beta understood to be what? Since vertical is still 0 degree. Okay, guys? Number 3, if we have y is equal to y plus 4 is equal to 0. Solve for y, we have negative 4. So it means it is below the x-axis. Our p is negative 4, so this is our normal form. And our beta is 90 degrees. If horizontal line, beta is 90 degrees. If I have 3y minus 7 equal to 0, y therefore is 7/3. So it means it is above the x-axis because p is positive. How far from the origin? 7/3. And our beta is still 90 degrees. Okay, guys? If I have 5x minus 4y plus 3 is equal to 0. So we first solve for this radical. So this radical is what? A squared plus b squared. And that is square root of a plus square of b. And that is square root of 41, right? Okay. Then after that, we're going to divide this equation of the line by this radical. The negative 3 over square root of 41. Now, the sign that we're going to choose, by the way, is the same as B. So, what's the sign of B? Negative. So, we're going to choose negative as the sign. Again, same as sign of B. If B is 0, same as A. So, finally, we have negative 5 over square root of 41 x plus 4 over square root of 41 y is equal to 3 over square root of 41. Okay? So, this is the normal form. If you want, you can rationalize. Okay? Or negative 5 square root of 41 over 41x plus 4 square root of 41 over 41y equals 3 square root of 41 over 41. Since p is positive, it means it is above the x-axis, the line. Okay? So we have 3 square root of 41 over 41, the p. What about beta? You solve for beta from cosine, not from the sine, so that it will give you the correct quadrant. Cosine beta is negative 5 square root of 41 over 41. Since this is negative, so it means beta is what? In quadrant 2. So beta therefore is approximately, so that is inverse cosine of what? What is that approximately, guys? Approximately 141 degrees or 141.34 degrees. So that's beta. Okay, guys? number 5, number 6. If we have, for instance, four x plus 3y minus 45 equals 0. So let's have plus 45. So first we compute for the radical, and what's the sign? Same sign as B. So positive. 4 squared plus 3 squared. That is positive square root of 16 plus 9. So that is positive 5. Therefore, we have 4 over 5x plus 3 over 5y plus 9 equal to 0. Or that is 4 over 5x plus 3 over 5y equals negative 9. So this is the normal form. So it means this line is below the x-axis because P is negative. 9 units from the origin but below the x-axis. What about beta? We solve it from cosine, no? Don't solve it from sine. Make it a habit solving it from cosine because it will give you the correct quadrant. Unlike for sine, you have to graph so that you will know whether it is from the first quadrant or second quadrant. Whereas if you use cosine, it will always give you what? The correct quadrant. Okay, guys? So since this is positive, it is in the first quadrant. Because location of beta is either in the first only or in the second. So 4 divided by 5, inverse cosine. So that is 36.87 degrees. Okay, guys? Number 7. What about if I have 5x plus 12y minus 26 equals 0. So again,
Sir, question.
yes.
Sir, where may I find the recordings for
I will be
this?
sending.
Okay.
So computing for the radical, we have plus because the sign of B is positive. We have 5 squared plus 12 squared is equal to 25 plus 144 square root of 169. That is positive 13. So therefore, we have 5 over 13x plus 12 over 13y is equal to 26 over 13. So 5 over 13x plus 12 over 13 of y is equal to 2. Okay? So it means P here is positive 2. The line is above the x-axis. Cosine beta is equal to 5 over 13. Therefore, beta is equal to cosine inverse of 5 over 13. So finally, beta is equal to inverse cosine. So 67.38 degrees. Okay? So number 8, we have 8x minus 6y plus 13 equals 0. So here we have negative. Why negative? Because the sign of b is negative. So 8 squared plus negative 6 quantity squared, that is equal to negative square root of 100, that is negative 10. So getting 8 over negative 10 x plus negative 6y over negative 10 equals negative 13 over negative 10. So negative 4 over 5x plus 3 over 5y is equal to 13 over 10. So P here is positive 13 over 10. It means it is above the x-axis. And the normal angle is given by, so we can obtain it from cosine beta equals negative 4 over 5. Again, get it from cosine, not from sine, so that it will give you the correct sign of, the correct quadrant. So beta therefore is cosine inverse of negative 4 over 5. So it is in the second quadrant, okay, of choose. So we have inverse cosine negative 4 divided by 5. That is 143.13 degrees. Okay?